Hey, what's up, everyone? Andy Cruz here in Business Development.
And Will Flores with Mortgage Heroes.
Welcome back to a new week, a new video. Today, we've got headlines. We got lots and lots of headlines. So we're going to talk about a few of them, and we're going to give you a lot of feedback today on what the heck we think is going on.
Yeah, why are we smiling so much right now?
Oh, this one's going to be fun today.
Andy, shouldn't we just be like, huh, dun, 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 like,
no,
come on now.
No, we're going to tell everybody why we're not going to be all like down and depressed about this. Yes, we've been sharing a lot of accurate, factual, like evidence that's going on in the market. And the reason we're talking about this today specifically is because we know you guys are reading these things. We know you're seeing these, not just because we're talking about them, but how's this sound? Mortgage and interest rate shock. Never in history have rates risen so fast.
Well, we understand that that's been over like 50 years.
Yeah.
Right? Since the last time we saw that. I mean, things are going to change.
The rate of acceleration is crazy. You got renters surpass homeowners in 41% of zip codes in the 50 largest cities. And renting out the neighborhood. 101 zip codes switch from homeowner to renter majority.
That's pretty crazy.
What do you got?
That's how much influence there is in the media, though, right?
Yeah.
So that's how much influence there is out there. But
so tell me what you got, and then we're going to toss these aside, and we're going to get down to it.
Yeah, I got Redfin reports existing home sales declined 25% from a year ago. We already know that. Okay. So, I mean, rates are going up, so it just kind of puts a little hold on things. Housing starts to resume crash in September as widely expected.
It depends on where you're at. Okay.
When it's saying crash, I mean, I'm just thinking like when you get in an accident, Andy, and it's just like, you know what I mean? You have to replace that car. I don't know, but okay. Existing home sales decline eight consecutive month. Down 1.5 says the NAR.
Okay.
National Association of Realtors. I can see that. I mean, we see that, and I just think a lot of people are just on the fence, Andy.
Okay.
You know?
What else you got? What's that last one there?
That was it, Andy.
Oh,
you only gave me 3.
All right, so here's what's going to happen next. We're going to do this. We're done with these because
don't need it.
We wanted to make sure that you guys know that we know that you know that we're seeing those things, that you're seeing those things.
Correct.
We know you're hearing all about these things. However, we don't want there to be a sense of panic about it.
Correct.
So what we're going to do today is, headlines aside, we're going to talk about ways of winning right now in the market. Yes, these things are happening. Some of them are highly situational.
Yeah.
And very contingent on the place of the country you're talking about. Not all averages equal what's happening in your neighborhood and your own backyard.
That's right.
So let's first talk about the house price decline, because there's some of that happening in San Diego, but it may not be the crash that they're talking about.
Yeah, no, I mean, I constantly see, you know, home price go down. But when you see it, if they have it at 1.2 million, 999,000, they will reduce it to, you know, $10,000 only. So it's not like a big drastic of what we're seeing, Andy.
Yep.
We're just seeing kind of bits and pieces here and there, you know? And again, we understand that this is also the beginning of so-called a recession.
Yep.
You know, and I mean, I don't mean quote, I think we are in a recession, period. But, you know, I just think that home prices aren't going down as the crash.
Yeah. So the takeaway here from both of us is like, hey, you might be reading that. We are somewhat saying some of those things like that we're seeing. However, that may not be true to your situation.
Correct.
Even within just in San Diego, the city of Chula Vista is going to have a different reaction to the market than downtown San Diego, than the East County areas where there might be a little bit more of a quicker reaction to something. So, you know, just make sure you're taking a specific look at your scenario.
That's absolutely right. I mean, 2008, when we saw that, Andy, it was a crash, and it was fast. The only difference, what we feel now, is just a slowdown. We've seen a slowdown because of rates. Obviously, inflation is high. The only way to cool inflation down is by increasing the rates. And that's why they had to move them so quick, because pretty much the Fed had it all wrong all the couple of years before, since COVID started, you know? And so what we have to do now is just kind of pump the brakes a little bit. We'll see where it all goes. But that's the only thing. We've seen a slowdown. A crash, I haven't seen it. Again, haven't seen no crash like that.
So one of the things I wanted to talk about in conjunction with this idea and all these headlines is, do you remember the headlines from a couple of months ago? Well, let's go back to 2021, where it was open house fetches 100,000 more than list price, 200,000 more. 50 people were lining the block waiting for the open house to start. Hey, have you noticed that anymore?
No,
I haven't.
Andy, it's not happening. And, you know, also, you know what? Here's what's crazy. So when everybody was buying, our clients were discouraged to want to buy.
Yep.
Right? They were like, I have to go compete with you know, I need to have 100. I have to have 50,000. I have to submit this offer 100,000 before, you know, above list price. Yeah. You know, and have no appraisal contingency.
Right.
Oh, and the seller can stay in the property for 60 days for free.
Free rent backs. Yep.
Free rent backs. Like,
those are the many concessions.
And now they're on the fence because either we're hearing that I want to take advantage that the home prices go down.
Yeah.
Right. Or I want to wait until interest rates go down.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that person who may have found themselves in a stack of 50 offers. Maybe they were the 30th or the 40th or the 48th. But now they're not, because I have not seen 50 people lining up for an open house in quite a long time.
And that's discouraging.
It is discouraging on one hand, but on the other hand, I wanted to point out to some of you that if you're looking for less buyer competition in the market, that is right now, for sure. So if you're in San Diego or you're coming to San Diego and you're trying to put roots here and you're going to be here for long term, you are not going to have a lot of competition now. Your competition mostly might be on paper. It might just be you versus the interest rate short term, but it's not going to be you versus 50 other buyers right now.
That's correct. So yeah, that's absolutely right. I had an interesting conversation with a client 2 days ago, and she asked, is now a good time to buy? And I said, well, how many offers would you be competing, or how many buyers would be competing with? Maybe 1 or 0.
Yeah.
Like you say, you're probably just competing against the interest rate. We already know that's going to adjust, Andy.
Right.
That's going to, it's just history always repeats itself, and it would adjust. So, you know, what was interesting, what I used with her is I said, you know, it's like Rockefeller said, when the shoe shine boy is talking about stocks, right? As an investor, that's what I'm selling.
Get out.
Right? Get out of there. Like, man, everybody's talking about this. And so she came up with the thing, oh yeah, I heard about buy low, sell high. In this case, yeah, you're not buying low, but who knows what low is in this market?
Sure, absolutely.
You know, we don't know what's going to happen if we only had a crystal ball, what's going to happen. What I can tell you is if you buy now, yes, the interest rate's going to be higher.
Yeah.
The good thing is that about another 12, 14, maybe 16 months, the rates will go back down. And when rates go back down, Andy, what's going to happen next?
Well, they can refinance and they save money, but they're going to already have the place that they want to have.
How many buyers will you have for that property?
Well, when you already own it, none.
Right. And so rates go down, and if you haven't bought because you're kind of
get,
what'll happen again?
There's gonna be more competition.
We already been through there.
So here's the thing: is you know, I'm looking at evidence of real estate and look, okay, if listing timeframes are longer, that means houses aren't selling as quickly, which means the buyer demand is not as hot, right?
Yeah.
And then if you see sellers issuing more concessions, that means they have to entice the buyers that there are left in the buyer pool. And if there are price reductions and longer list times and concessions, guess what? There's less buyer competition right now. So those of you, despite all of the things that the headlines might be saying and the evidence that we bring forward about what's going on economically and with mortgage and rates, if you're going to be here in San Diego and you're going to be here for a while, this is a great time for you to look and outbid yourself.
That's correct. That's it.
You might be the only one offering on that place.
Hey, let's go back to the 3 Ps, Andy. Let's go back to the 3 Ps, right?
Predict.
There you go. Prepare,
and persevere.
That's it. So if you bought now and the rates go down, would you say that's persevering?
Well, you'd be in a much more advantageous position. Absolutely.
I mean, and the rents, the way it is, there's no slowdown. It is. They're continue to increase, and they're encouraging to increase the rents.
Right.
I'm starting to see more about of that information, and you're absolutely right. I mean, we just got an offer accepted, Andy. Which
you were telling me about this. Okay, let's talk about it.
And it's just crazy. They wanted, my realtor contacted this other, the other agent, the listing agent, and asked, hey, we're going to present this offer and we're going to present it like this. And they're like, no. We want, what's on the listing. That's what we're looking for. No concessions, no nothing. And I say, you know what? Let's just offer. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Yeah, let's just ask. So it wasn't at, asking. It was a little under, and we asked for $50,000.
Wait, for closing costs?
Closing cost.
Whoa, okay.
Right? 35,000 of that's going to go towards a 2-1 buy down. And if some of you don't understand that, please call me.
I was like, 50 G's. How much expensive was this house?
Well, remember with VA, you could get up to 4% of the sales price. So
my math went like, what?
Yeah. So people are buying, $1.5 million home is what it was, 50,000. The 2-1 buy down. So if the rate's locked in at 6.6, the first year's at 4.6, then 5.6.
Yeah.
And so essentially the seller's helping you,
finance your first 2 years. Yeah.
Subsiding the payment pretty much.
Subsidy
in the payment. So, it worked.
Wow.
It worked. So 3 months ago, would that have happened?
Well, no. I mean, I'm hearing about this right now. So
you know what I mean?
You didn't tell me any of these stories 3 months ago because they didn't happen.
That's how this is changing right now. We are seeing opportunities out there.
Yeah. Okay.
And so the great thing is,
that's a lot,
right? So even though the rate seems 6.6, 4.6, 5.6 the second year, it's still saving them. And by the time the rates get adjusted again, which I say 12, 16, 18 months, now they can go buy. I mean, not buy, I'm sorry, refinance that. Refinance it to a lower, payment.
So check this out. You know how we've been talking about how the Jerome Powell's been saying, inflation is going to persist into the next year and the year after that, right? Like 2023, 2024.
24.
That's like, 2 years from now, right?
Correct.
The 2-1 buy down is like almost tactically in lockstep with that same time frame. So I haven't said this yet, but I'm going to say it here on this little show is like, I honestly think they already know. Yeah. Because the banks and that side of the industry must already know that by 2024, into 2024, they will have to have something in the market less than what that rate would be by that point in order to help people keep the house that they bought today.
Andy, thank you for sharing that. Actually, that just... Again, he's the one that does all the work behind the scenes. So
I don't know that right now I'm just forecasting because the timing seems very peculiar. Does it not?
It can't be a coincidence. You're absolutely right. Obviously the banks have big financial advisors there that advising on what's going to happen with the market and when they think. Yeah. So they probably tactically bring this up, hearing what you're. So no, thank you for actually mentioning that. That actually makes perfect sense now that you.
It's like I'm sitting here and I'm wondering, I wonder if they already know this future pain point they're going to have to provide relief for. Actually, we're going to have to look back in history and go look at the archive. Let's look at this video in 2 years to see what happened.
But yeah, so, long story short, hey, again, it all goes back, and I like using the 3 Ps just because all of this information that we're gathering, all of these little slides, it's just helping us predict actually what may happen. Yep. But what I'm saying is, of course, the media is going to always share the doom and gloom stuff. Yeah. It's just, we're still here in business. Obviously, we're here to record because we're still doing business. Yeah. Yep. If it was that bad and that's on the crash, we probably wouldn't have this wall behind us or any of this stuff, Andy.
We'd be in the parking lot.
You know what I mean? I'd be like,
we should do a parking lot show. Everything broke.
Yeah. I think something's going on. I don't know. But no, hey guys, it's all great. It's all great. And I'm upbeat because there is correctiveness happening, which... we couldn't go with these submitting offers with no appraisal contingencies, seller living in the property for free for 60, 90 days, which I thought it was ridiculous. You're already paying top dollar. In addition to that, you have to cover the cost.
And you covering.
It's kind of like I don't know.
That was the landscape there for a while. Yeah. But that's just not the way it is.
Quinn, who invented that landscape? I don't know that I ever liked it. 16 years in the industry, I never saw such a thing, Andy.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it was just the factors at play, right? Because those sellers who are going to go look, they immediately become the buyers now competing with 50 other people. Yeah. So I get that part, but also it was somewhat short lived now, kind of looking back. So
I'm sorry, everyone. I just looked at Andy's boot. I wanted to write Andy in the bottom. Toy Story, Andy, here we go. There's a snake in my boot.
Dressed up like Woody for Halloween.
Love it. I love it. That's right.
So listen, we wanted to just bring up some of the headlines because we know you guys are hearing about these things. Yeah. I'm referencing a lot of these things in Monday Mortgage Minute only so that we can kind of set a course for understanding what's happening right now and then making decisions based on what we know to be true and what's happening in the landscape and then what that means to us on a personal level when you're watching our videos. So if you are in a situation right now where you're like, man, I didn't think about being a buyer now with less competition, maybe this is the time to have that conversation to prepare for your 2023 purchase. And maybe you didn't know that, well, I didn't know, you get $50,000 seller concessions on the deal. Anything's
possible right now.
That's crazy. Even if it was like 20 or 30 on that, like that's still wild to me right now.
Correct.
I think there's still opportunity for people who want to take advantage of the market and who are looking for less competition and still looking to acquire real estate.
That's correct.
Is that a good summary?
No, that's an excellent summary. And again, just prepare. It doesn't hurt. You don't have to buy just because you're prepared and you got all approved and you're already, just take a look at the landscape of homes.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything if you're not happy with it. You know, like try it out is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, don't live to regret anything. You know, a lot of people, you know, when it was 2012, 13, Andy, they were saying like, well, in 2018, I should have bought them and I should have listened, right? All I'm saying I'm saying is if you're doing this for a long term, you can never go wrong with real estate long term. Yeah. If you're looking at this short term and you're looking a year, 2 year and get immediate gratification, this may not be that time, you know? But if you're looking at it like, hey, let me create memories with my family. I love the schools. I can see my kid, you know, going from elementary all the way to high school in here. That's when it's going to make the perfect sense. So just take a look at those things and then we'll go from there.
Wow, that's great. So good. That was awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys watching again this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure if you have not yet, subscribe to Mortgage Heroes Online and turn on the notifications bell because we always drop our videos on YouTube first. So if you have that notification bell on, you will get alerted every time we drop a new video.
Yes. And like us. And then if you have any questions on the 2-1 buy down or anything like that, any type of way that you're thinking maybe they have a creative way of, you know, looking at our finances or getting us with a lower payment, let us know. We're always here to find a solution for you guys.
That's right.
You know, so please let us know. And if you have any friends, family that you're seeing are going through some difficult times, we're here to help them find some solutions. You know, we've been in the industry a long time. So,
oh, we're getting old. All right. Well, thank you all for watching this week. We will see you again next week. Thanks, Memo. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And thank you guys. And again, remember, it doesn't cost you a penny to ask a question, but
it could cost you thousands by not asking.
That's it. We'll see you soon. And thank you again.